Today is March 31st, 2025. You bet your ass the Morning X is still here. After all these years, there is so much going on today, Leslie Fram. Welcome back from vacation, by the way.
You as well, even though you did a staycation, which I love staycations.
I did. We have Pearl Jam tickets. At some point, we'll play 2 Pearl Jam songs back to back. That's coming. You'll hear a keyword after those 2. You'll need to text it in to be one of the 5 qualifiers this week to get in the 99X Morning X Barnesology Suite at State Farm Arena, April 29th. Morrissey tickets coming up at the Morning X ticket window. That's all this week. We'll do the first one here about a half hour. Also, we have the Show Quiz Showdown in the next segment. Someone's going to get a chance at $1,000. Right now, we have Sleaze brought to you by McDonald's. Archways to Opportunity helps employees achieve their dreams. To learn more, visit McDonald's.com.
You know, every year, Barnes, there's the show, right, that everybody talks about, and you know they're going to win tons of awards. Last year was Baby Reindeer. Well, I think even bigger than Baby Reindeer, and probably the biggest thing I've seen in forever, is Adolescence, a show that you turned me on to. I binged in 2 days. A lot of my friends binged in 1 day because it's only 4 episodes. But the cultural relevance of this show is astounding. It really is. It's even now gotten into Parliament. They're talking now in Parliament about doing more to tackle violence against women. Quote, it was far from just Andrew Tate. It was not those big guns of the manosphere talking to the BBC. They're now talking about what can we do to prevent violence, especially when it comes to social media.
Later this week, I really want to talk about this show and if you liked it, if you didn't like it, and if you have an opinion at some point, just give us a call, 470-741-4999. I know we don't have the time now, but really want to talk about Adolescence. Give us a call if you have an opinion.
And I'll say, you know, it's all over my feed, and I go into these deep, dark interviews
everywhere
with the creators. And I'm talking about Stephen Graham and Hannah Walters, who play the mom and dad. Those are the real-life creators. They said they had no idea that it was going to be as big as it was. Hannah said somebody sent us an email saying that he'd been in the business for 38 years and had never known anything to have an impact like this show. Quote, we're number 1 in 80 countries, 80, including Saudi Arabia, India, and Australia. And, of course, the numbers are astronomical.
And they didn't even need to do the one-take bit, which is a great, piece of pie on top. But
yeah,
it would have been just as good without that mechanism. I wonder if they thought, this might not do so well, so let's put this thing on top where we do it in one shot. They made it harder on themselves.
They did, and there's a lot of, intricacies and articles about that. But they were asked, because of how big it is, if there will be another season. And Graham said, possibly, let's see how the figures are. But yeah, there's the possibility of developing another story.
They have to.
They have a production company called Matriarch, and some of their other shows now have already taken off.
Yeah, they have to.
Now, something that just started, Mobland, which I cannot wait to dive into.
Which one is that?
This is on Paramount Plus. Tom Hardy. It's a crime drama from Guy Ritchie.
Oh, right. That started.
And Guy Ritchie directs.
What, last night?
Yes, it follows a mob fixer for an Irish crime family. Do you remember a couple of months ago, you and I talked about this, and I told you originally it was going to be like the sequel to Ray Donovan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But it's not. They rechanged the whole thing. So it's Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren. I mean, it's about this ruthless Irish crime family. Let's check out a little trailer.
Mobland.
Name's Conrad Harrigan, family man. And if you cross my family, well, you'd better pray.
Please allow me to introduce myself.
We shake the right hands, break the wrong ones.
I think we have a situation developing.
We don't ask, we take. And when someone forgets their place, I've got a man for that.
Problem solved.
Pleased to meet you.
My wife's the brains behind the charm. She holds me together. That makes her the most dangerous of all.
The second you lose trust in me is the second this family turns to dust.
Hope you get my name.
So, Are you with us or are you against us?
Man, that looks interesting.
And that's that whole thing about The Fixer, because that's what Ray Donovan was. But what a cast. Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan, and Helen Mirren on Paramount Plus. That is Mobland. And what is it, Barnes, with all these mob stories? Here's another one. Martin Scorsese, a Hawaii-set crime thriller with Leonardo DiCaprio, Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt.
Wow.
Set in the 60s and 70s. It's untitled right now, but it is about a mob boss who rises to build the island's most popular criminal empire. I mean, it's a theme, right? It's happening.
And Mobland, though, what a great name, too.
Mobland.
Excellent name.
Okay, let's talk about this. Chelsea Handler, who you and I have talked about a lot, openly talks about her drug use, right? Well, I had never, ever heard this story. She was on Theo Von's podcast talking about a chilling experience with Bill Cosby.
At 3:00 in the afternoon, the casino manager said, "Hey, Bill Cosby wants to meet you," because he was going to rape me.
Wow.
And I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know about Bill Cosby. This was before all of that came out.
Because he would do afternoon rapes or whatever?
Yeah, he would have women come up to his hotel room, give him Rohypnol, and then them. And they would be out of it. But I showed up with my security guard and my opener, who was a man, Chris Frangiola. And he and I walked into the room. And when Bill Cosby realized I had two guys with me, his mood just was like off. And I'm like, this doesn't seem like he's in a good mood, or like we should take this. And then later I found out, everything's broke, and we found out Bill Cosby was drugging hundreds of women. He would summon them to his hotel room, give them like some barbiturate.
The same pattern that happened with you?
Rohypnol.
Wow.
But he never gave that to me. And my sister, after that happened, she was like, well, now we know why Bill Cosby was such an asshole that day. And I was like, little does Bill Cosby know that roofie wouldn't have put a fucking dent in me.
No kidding. I had no idea.
Never heard her talk about that before.
Wow. I really like Theo Von, by the way. I like his interviews.
He's really funny. That is your Celebrity Sleaze.
If you're listening to sports,
if you're looking for an edge rusher, looking for a run stuffer, you're looking for a big-time player in the middle of your defense, you're in luck.
Mixed with pop culture, sprinkled with celebrity interviews.
You hated the title Everybody Loves Raymond.
That's true.
Is it appropriate for you to tell people to hurry it up?
It's appropriate on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Bill Burr is here.
I want to know who you defeated to get that title as best dad ever.
I'm the Gonzaga of dads.
And you're enjoying the Rich Eisen Show podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.